Hey, Billy Hill. I like that. Benny Hill. There's this girl who lives someplace around my place. I like this guy. He's being nice and vague. This sounds scummy already. I like you, sir. I don't know where, but I see her around every so often. Oh, you just don't know where she lives. I thought you were saying, hey, there's this chick. She lives somewhere around my place. I don't want to get into it, but let's just say she sucked my dick in an establishment that had a roof where you wouldn't get wet if it rained. The problems are, number one, I'm 15. It sucks. No, it doesn't, dude. It's great to be 15. It's great to be 15. You know? You got a lot of freedom. And so is she. Okay. So what's the problem? Jesus Christ, what do you want to do with this girl? He goes, we just finished elementary school in Serbia, and we used to go to separate grades, and number two, I think I love her. She's really smart, beautiful, and funny, the usual. And me, looks-wise, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm slightly above 5. Jesus, come on, man. All right, first of all, my first piece of advice is sit up straight when I'm reading this to you. Come on, man. I'm going to build you up by the end of this. 5 feet out, tall, and I like to waste my time listening to a 40-year-old pasty fellow who complains about his big head and overpopulation. My problem is we haven't ever had the chance to properly introduce ourselves to one another. I sometimes see her on the tram and wave to her just to make sure she acknowledges my existence. That's good, dude. You're in the game. You got your uniform on. You got your foot on the top step of the dugout. You're not in the batter's box yet. You're not even on the on-deck circle swinging the 2 bats, but you're there. All right? I like this. Okay? You're making positive moves here. Okay. So, he goes, I want to ask her on a date, but I don't know her yet. Can you tell me what to do? Greetings from Serbia. Come over sometime so that we can kidnap you. Hey, was that the place where... did that place used to be the country that Clinton bombed because he stuck that cigar in that girl's twat? Sorry about that. You know? Wouldn't that be fucking ridiculous? I go over there and I take an ass kicking for Bill Clinton. You know? I just think the fact that my name is Bill, that right there, that would be enough for them. But anyways, all right, so what is your problem? You want to ask her out on a date. Well, you wave to her. This is what I think. You know, look, you can't just wave to somebody on the tram and then just get in their grill and ask them out. You know, you got to like... Because you kind of know her. You know what I mean? Look, if you just meet a girl on the train. If you meet a girl on the train, this is what you do. This is what I used to do. I would wait for somebody to do something, like some crazy person to get on, and they would do something fucked up. I would hope that would happen. Because I didn't have game to just walk up and start talking to somebody. But in New York, somebody always did something fucking weird. And then, that, you know, there's that moment where somebody's doing something fucked up that strangers look at each other like, are you fucking kidding me? And that's like an opportunity to kind of maybe say something funny if you're sitting next to him. He's sitting across from him. I didn't have sitting across from you game. Who's kidding who? I didn't have a lot of game. Why the fuck are you asking me? All right, what would I do here? All right, so you're doing that. Why don't you properly introduce yourself? Start chatting with her. You know? And don't introduce yourself tipping your hand like you're going to ask her out, like, hello, my name is Lawrence Serbia Jr., and, you know, getting down on one knee. Just say what's up to her. Shoot the shit with her. Make her fucking laugh. You know? You gotta get yourself in her world. You know? Who knows? She could be on the other side of that train going, why is that cunt just waving at me? You know? Why doesn't he come over here? Doesn't he know that I'd like to go to the Serbian Cineplex, if it still stands up? I was just picturing a bombed-out movie theater that's like sort of a drive-in but also has seats. I'm sorry. I am the ugly American right now. You know what? Because you wrote me to me, I'm going to try and learn a little bit more about your country. Is that over there near Bosnia and Herzegovina? Huh? Slovenia? El Jubljana, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to be honest. Eastern Europe scares me for that exact reason. I did... You know what they should do? Rather than just showing you... Like, they should, in a geographical way, show you where all the countries are. And then also, in everybody's country, they should have kidnapped countries, cool, but it's not worth going, and this place sucks, or whatever. You know what I mean? They should group them up like that. You know? Could get kidnapped here. You could have weed. You know, you could have your boogie board stolen and replaced with weed, and now you're going to get fucking put to death. Where's that, in Bali? I don't know. So that's what I would do. All right. I think it's great that you're actually, you know, waving to this girl and everything. This is the great thing about women. They're all right with you if you're a 5, if you have a personality. Okay? If you're, you know what's the great thing about being a 5? Is you weed out all the stuck-up cunts. Because they're not going to fuck with you. because you're a 5, and they're they're materialistic. And like cunts, when they're in their teens, how they're materialistic because nobody really has money at 15. They're materialistic with looks, and as they get older, what it ends up being is those cunts end up going for the 5s, the bald fat guys, but they're going after their money. So this is the deal. You're a 5. You're probably not. I bet you're like a strong 7, if not an 8. All right. You just got. I think you're being too hard on yourself. All right. So, what am I trying to say here? If you're an average-looking guy, your chances of meeting a sweetheart are much higher. If you're the good-looking guy, the quarterback on the team, or the fucking playing soccer, whatever the fuck you do over there, it's like you're a celebrity. You don't know which cheerleader's going to blow you first, and they're just, you don't know what's going on. But you have the kind of looks where you can actually sit there and from a distance fall in love with somebody and pine for somebody and wave to them on the train and then be like, oh, why did I say something? You know what? Fuck this. You think you're going to marry this girl? This is the one. You walk up to this girl and you get all your fucking awkward shit out of the way. Learn how to talk to a woman with this woman, okay? And keep those skills sharp. Because one day, when you do meet the love of your fucking life, not saying this girl isn't, but if you do, you won't be writing a dumb fuck half a world away. All right? Hope that helped you out. All right, last week I talked about tattoos. People who have inspirational sentences written on their rib cage. That's what I love when it's on the fucking rib cage where they can't even read it. So it's like that's clearly for the rest of us. Yes, you've learned this lesson and it's so important to you that you have to turn yourself into a fucking Post-it. All right? Now I got a lot of emails about this. A lot of people like defending their paragraphs. Some people saying, "Look, I had hope written on my arm, and if I didn't see that every day, that I would have forgot." I might be a moron. I just don't understand why you just can't write that down on a Post-it. I have a Post-it right here. Right on the. This is what I have: eat healthy, practice drums, no booze, have fun, giant salad every day if possible for dinner. Okay. Post-it right on the mirror. Wake up in the morning, there it is. And it's game plan. I don't even have that written on my fucking ribcage. But then there was other people, though. Somebody had never forget, and they were fighting over in Iraq, and they lost a bunch of their buddies over there. I'm not talking about that shit, okay? You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that stitch in time saves the fucking It's not always the rook that queens the knight. Sometimes it's the pawn. Whatever the fuck, that dumb shit. So, yeah, I got a lot of emails from women with feet tattoos that no longer want to listen to the podcast. Don't take the jokes too seriously, people. See, this is the classic thing. Why you can't take jokes seriously. You can't do it. Because people are selfish. That person with the foot tattoo, they laughed about all the fat fuck stuff. Unless they're a fat fuck too. Then they'd have a fat foot and they could have a whole mural put on their chubby foot. All right, this is an email from a tattoo artist. He said, Bill, just heard your podcast where you talk about assholes getting their favorite poem, Bible verse, or inspirational quote tattooed on them. I've been tattooing for 25 years, and let me tell you, this is the worst trend in tattooing yet. We all hate doing this shit. I imagine he's talking about the tattoo artists. At our shop, we call the customers that want this crap skin poets. The tattoos suck to do. It's like a school assignment, and they don't fit the shape of the body very well. We get a lot of those spiritual yuppie fucks coming in and wanting something they saw on a Tiger Woods poster. Oh, what, like, just do it? No fear. What are some of those dumb ones they have? I hate those fucking things. 24/7. I hate those things unless a little kid's wearing them. Then they're fucking hilarious. I saw a little kid, he had a shirt on that said, play me or trade me. And I thought it was fucking hilarious. But, if you're an adult and you got to walk around with this is what I do on your t-shirt, I don't know. Anyways, he continues, you really want to read the same paragraph over and over? I think it all started with Megan Fox. I guess she has shit written on her. He said, I miss doing butterflies down by the ass crack. Love the show, play it for the wife sometimes, and go... See, we all like that. Go fuck yourself. Dude, this guy literally did not use any spaces. Oh, whatever. I read it well enough. Well, there you go. That's from a tattoo artist. Tattoo artists don't like doing it. They call you skin poets. So whatever. There you go. Skin poets. All right, and I'm not talking about, look, you know, if your dad died and you got something on. I'm not talking about that shit. All right? I'm talking about where you got to have some sort of, you know, something deep, man. That's like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying. I'm too dumb to fucking even say what I already said. All right. Bill, this is from New Zealand, I believe. This is great. This says, you're the only ginger I do. Hey, Bill, I'm a 31-year-old girl from New Zealand. Hey, say what's up to Phil Rudd for me, will you? Anyways, I stumbled across you on YouTube a while ago, and I began listening to you in the car. I like to drive along cracking up like a nutcase over the shit you say while other drivers look at me and wonder why I'm stoned. Well, this is why I do the podcast, and also to hype my gigs. She says, I got my husband and kids hooked on you, too. No need to pay me for the publicity. Well, I hope they're not listening, considering you said you'd fuck me. I'm sure you're just joking, right? There you go. Just in case you're getting fucking... In case your husband plays for the All Blacks, you know? He just gave you a fucking soccer knee to the face. Or is that rugby? Are they rugby? I don't know. I also want to share with you the fact that you are the only Fanta pants? I never heard that. I have ever wanted to bang, so feel special. Sweetheart, do you realize how fucking condescending this is? You know? As you sit out there on that fucking island in the middle of goddamn nowhere, on the half of the planet that doesn't do shit, on the other hemisphere. When was the last time anybody from that hemisphere did anything? Jesus, how many people am I pissing off right now? This has nothing to do with that hemisphere. It has to do with this, like I should feel fucking... Why are you acting like I put out a personal ad and said no one ever fucked me before? So feel special. What the fuck is wrong with you? I don't understand this new... It's happened since I started doing this podcast where all these this red, I don't know if it was underground hatred of redheads or everybody watched that South Park episode, you're a bunch of hacks and you're fucking stealing off of their jokes, but I've had a tremendous fucking life. It's really, I never, you know, I guess when I was younger, when I had orange hair, you know, I felt like a fucking freak and I took the beatdowns. You know, but once you're an adult, and what the fuck? Sweetheart, I don't need sympathy pussy from half a fucking world away. All right? Go fuck yourself. I should feel privileged. I don't even know what the fuck you look like. Do you know what kills me too about this fucking redhead hatred shit? The amount of fucking people that come up to me, and I'm not even a good looking guy. I'm better looking than they are. I'm embedded. I have a fat fuck, man-titted, brown-haired dude coming up to me giving me shit about having fucking red hair. It's like, dude, have you looked at yourself? How many fucking mirrors do you need to look at yourself, you tub of shit? Look at your fucking nose. You know? Fucking shark fin in the middle of your goddamn face. I got a great nose. I have a nice jaw. I have beautiful blue eyes. I like myself. That's all I need. All right, lady? I don't need to go to New Zealand to get some fucking on-the-side married pussy. Jesus fucking Christ. Anyways, I had to stop reading that. Yeah, that's another thing, too. I've had people saying me shit like, yeah, you're good looking for a redhead. And I just want to say, like, you know what? You're not that good looking for a person. Yeah, I'm fine with how I fucking look. So you guys, you don't need to have sympathy. I'm fucking doing great. All right? Thank you for the trying to cheer me up with bestowing your sacred pussy on me from the other hemisphere. That's unreal. She lives in a country Australia makes fun of. Okay? She should be happy if a fucking warthog climbs up her goddamn stairs. They have warthogs out there? Anyways, all right, let's plow ahead here. Aggressive douche. Hey, Bill, I've been with my wife for 6 years, and we've been married for 1. Congratulations. He said, when we first started dating, a guy she knew turned up drunk on her doorstep professing his love for her. Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus. Wow, he said I wasn't mad. She's great and I couldn't blame him. Well, look at you having the empathy. I would just be looking like, Jesus Christ, it's bad enough when they bring up an ex at dinner. Forget about if the guy shows up at your house. Was he out there like John Cusack with a boombox over his head wearing a fucking trench coat? Don't you forget about me. What was that song? I never saw that say anything. I think I saw part of it. I've always been bored with the love story. There's something wrong with me. Anyways, this means we've been... Wait. I screwed up here. Oh, she's great and I couldn't blame him. He goes on to say he was dating her friend at the time, though. And they are now engaged. Oh, so he went from your now wife to banging your now wife's friend and then realized that he had a better thing. Ah, Jesus, look at that. Fucking steamboat. Oh, the sunburned tourist on there. All the po' boys and fucking local. The IPO, IPA, whatever the fuck that is. All right, we get it. You're on a Tom Sawyer boat. Who gives a fuck? All right. Hey, that's kind of nice. I shouldn't get mad at that. That gives it a... Maybe you guys thought I was lying. That was actually in my house. And I misplaced the cord. All right? There's no fucking steamboats. You know how many times I've been here and I just found out that that's the Mississippi River? I knew that the Mississippi River emptied out into the Gulf here, but for some reason I thought it was on the western side of the state. I don't know. Anyways, let's plow ahead. So anyways, he was dating her friend at the time, though, and now they are engaged. This means we've been for drinks with this couple a few times, and they came to our wedding. Oh, my God. You didn't put the kibosh on that? Oh, that's hard, though, right? Because that's the ex, but he's with her friend. Oh, God. What is he? You got to elope. That's the way to do it. Anyways, he goes, I'm pretty laid back, so I've been polite. It was 6 years ago. Now, over the last year, he started liking her photos on Facebook, pestering her when she's out with the girls. Oh, no, dude, and trying to message her on Facebook. He must know she would tell me all this, so he Wait, he must know she would tell me all this, so does he mistake my politeness for weakness? Yeah, absolutely he does. He has a good woman already, and I don't want them to break up. Do I punch him in the face or smile as he ogles my wife? Thanks and go fuck yourself from some dude. No, dude, you need to address this situation. Yeah, you gotta have a talk with the guy. Oh, but wait, but they're friends. This is what you do. All right, this is one of these confrontations you gotta have in a public place. Tell him you want to go out and have a beer or grab a sandwich or something like that, and go out and just sit down. Ask him how he's doing and all that type of shit, and just say, listen, me and my wife are good friends with you guys, and I'd like it to stay that way. Would you like it to stay that way? At which point he's going, yeah, absolutely. He's already going to know what the fuck you're getting at. And just say, listen, I need you to stop, contacting my wife on Facebook. All right? You want to hang out as a couple, Go out and get some wine, eat some cheese, tell some fucking stories, that's fine. But, other than that, you need to back off, okay? And I'm asking you this one time politely. I'm not saying anything to anybody else. I'm just telling it to you man to man, okay? And, what the fuck's he going to do? He can't go home and tell his wife that, that he's been, stalking your wife. He can't do that. And make it even more uncomfortable, and tell him that my wife knows that I'm here saying this to you too. By the way, so then it's just a closed thing. All right, you got to nip that in the butt, because that is the beginning of a creepy movie, if you know what I mean. I actually got nervous halfway through that, giving you that advice. That's why I was saying get into a public place. You got to nip that fucking thing in the butt. And I would actually have a conversation with your wife too, and say, listen, if this persists, we're not hanging out with them as a couple anymore. Okay? And if she gives you, well, she's my friend and blah, 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 and just say, honey, I love you. I need a little empathy here. What if one of my exes came to the door 5 years ago, professing that she still had a flame for me and still loved me and all of that crap, all right? And then was stalking me and liking my photos on Facebook. How would that make you feel? I'm not judging you, but I wouldn't put you in that position. Okay? You like that last sentence? That last sentence is called game, set, match. All right. Walk. Hey, Bill. Big fan and all that lapdog babble. Now, you need a new walk, dude. I've seen a bunch. Oh, go fuck yourself. I need a new walk. You've watched all my specials on TV? Well, good for you. Good for you. Thank you for doing that. Jesus fucking Christ. All right, water toxicity. Hey, Bill, water toxicity is the medical term for when one's Oh, this is what I was talking about. What the fuck was it? That person, what is it? They drank too much water. Oh, that's right. Someone was asking me, how much water you can drink or something like that. You know what's fucking hilarious? Because the guy, I know, the guy said he drank 1.5 gallons of water every day. And I was like, dude, be careful, man. You drink too much water, you could fucking die. And the amount of fucking people that wrote to me telling me how much water you can drink, if 50 people wrote me, they all had 50 different amounts. So this person, I don't know if this is an actual doctor or whatever, said, hey, Bill, water toxicity is the medical term for one's hydration. When one's hydration reaches dangerous and sometimes fatal levels. The actual mechanism at play is the ratio of water and electrolytes, salt, in one's body. Okay, you've already lost me. What are electrolytes? Is that shit in Gatorade? The total amount of water one can drink does not matter so long as the amount of electrolytes are in balance. Exercise and sweating depletes electrolytes, so it is important to eat or mix in some Gatorade when rehydrating. I was right. Look at that. Ah, Jesus, if this was a multiple choice fucking test. You know how dumb I am? I actually read half of that when I wasn't even paying attention to it, and I got to Gatorade and it snapped me back into it. I just get the second you go scientific, it's just wah, 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 wah. The total amount of water one can drink does not matter so long as the amount of electrolytes are in balance. Exercise and sweating depletes electrolytes, so it is important to eat or mix in some Gatorade when rehydrating. I didn't know that. I used to eat a fucking piece of fruit so I wouldn't get sick when I sucked down the water. The woman that died at the radio stunt drank and didn't eat, then reached fatal levels. Oh. So basically they could do that if they had a bunch of Gatorade there? Anyways, love the podcast. My girlfriend and I saw your one-nighter in Tampa a few months ago, and you were fucking amazing. Thank you. Thank you very much. If you ever get a chance, the Florida-Georgia cocktail party game in Jacksonville is the pinnacle of SEC football. Is it? I got to go to that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to play the Comedy Zone one of these years. I'll do a one-nighter. I'll do Thursday, Friday, and then I'll be drunk on stage Saturday because I'm fucking having a cocktail too. But I got to tell you, you know what I watched on the plane coming down here? I watched that 30 for 30 again, or maybe it was an E60. It seemed like it was an hour long. I don't know. On the Alabama-Auburn rivalry. And that's one of my favorite pieces of television ever. If you've never seen it, if you're not even into sports, you just have to watch how insane that fucking rivalry is. And there's a guy, what the hell is his name? He has a radio show, and I wanted to ask people who live in Alabama who listen to the podcast here. I know I'm going to say his name wrong. Is Paul Feinbaum or something, that radio show? Is there any way I can get that? Can I listen to it online? Can you give me a link or something? I really want to listen to that this year as they're leading up. I'm hoping Auburn's going to be good this year. I know once Cam left, that they had a little bit of a drop-off, but I can't even remember what they did last year. But I just want to listen to that shit talking. I was fucking laughing my ass off, other than the maniac poisoning the trees, which was just ridiculous. But listening to those people with those southern accent, just yelling at each other, and the amount of passion, it's just fucking phenomenal. Phenomenal fucking radio. I have to somehow figure out. I have to go to that game. Not only do I got to go to that game, but I have to figure out, if I can't go, I have to fucking listen to that. I've actually already played it out in my head. One of these years I'm going to go. I'll go with Verzi and Lawhead or something. Maybe a couple other buddies. And I was already picturing us getting there a couple days early because we'll do stand-up probably at the Stardome or something. This is the game plan. And in the mornings, I just pictured us, hanging out, fucking eating breakfast somewhere with the car radio on. Just sitting there in the parking lot, laughing our fucking asses off, getting it. There's no, if you're not even into college football, if you just watch, if you can somehow find that Roll Tide War Eagle or War Eagle Roll Tide, depending on who you talk to, which should come first. It's just, it puts the Yankee Red Sox shit to shame. It really does. I actually think Ohio State, Michigan puts Yankee Red Sox shit to shame. I mean, the Yankee Red Sox thing died down now that the Sox finally won it. It's just a whole other fucking level. You got to check it out. Highly recommend it. So anyways, Let's go on to the next one. Dating an ugly girl. Sorry about the clicking here, everybody. Jesus Christ, hour and 18. Fucking chatty Cathy here. All right, dollar shade? Oh. I started reading the advertisement. I am so fucking stupid. Clicking away. Dating an ugly girl. There we go. See, they both started with a D, so that was enough to get me going. Dating an ugly girl. Hey, Bill, I just recently started listening to your podcast at work, and I got to say, great job, man. Thank you very much. You say some truly funny and inspiring stuff. Thank you. I wanted to ask you for your advice on a troubling matter of mine. I recently started dating a girl that I met on an internet dating site. That's unreal. I wish that shit was around when I was fucking single. When I was a young man, had a full head of hair, right? Jesus Christ, it's like going to the supermarket just picking out fruit. You know? Oh, Jesus Christ. If you're letting your ego get in the way of fucking doing that, you're out of your goddamn mind. Still going out playing a fucking cover charge. I guess there's the sport of that. You know, not having the gun cocked, walking around with the shotgun broken over your arm, right? Having your boy go flush him out of the fucking bushes. Every once in a while, though, wouldn't it be nice to fish in a stock pond? Anyways, you said we met on an internet dating site. We get along great. We got along great through emails, but when we met, I was surprised to see how ugly her face was and how slightly off she smelled. You know, I just did such a great commercial for why you should do internet dating, and now you've convinced me that I don't even know what I'm talking about. All right, so what do you need advice at this point? She has an ugly face and smells bad. So what? Jesus. I just saw it's dating an ugly girl. Okay, well, I'm intrigued now. Well, what do you look like, sir? Are you a little off, and do you smell? Do your smells combine and actually smell like something good? Can that happen? Can two negatives make a positive in smells? I know they do in math. Needless to say, I was coming out of a dry spell. Also, she has a great body, so I put the moves on her. I never actually hesitated. You should have taken a fucking shower with her. That was the move right there. You should have taken a fucking shower with her and banged the doggy style. Jesus Christ, do I gotta hold your hand over to the fucking water fountain? Anyways, he goes, so I put the moves on her. I never actually hesitated. I just went on being myself around her and talking to her, and now we're together. The sex is amazing. I fucking knew it. I knew the sex would be amazing because there's no other reason to stay with. If somebody's ugly and they smell, they better fuck the shit out of you, or they better find a new career because their fuck game is over. Playoffs? No. Your season's over. You're playing for a first-round draft pick. All right, the sex is amazing. She has a pretty deep voice. Jesus Christ. This is like the Money Pit, except instead of a house, it's a woman. All right, she has a pretty deep voice for a lady, so when we bang, it's the only time she talks and acts like a woman. Dude, if you get to the end of this and this person has had a sex change operation, I'm not going to be surprised. Jesus Christ. Do I continue? Yeah, I got nothing better to do. Fuck it. And he goes, blah, 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 and we get along great. She's like the best friend I never had. Yeah, I'm sure. She probably fucking lift more weights than you, too. Seriously, we make each other laugh a lot, and we're always learning and growing intellectually with each other. My dilemma is this. I'm a pretty handsome guy, and when we go out together, people always stare, give us angry or confused looks. Oh, come on, man. That might be in your head. I think that a lot of that might be you being self-conscious. Confused look, like, why is this great-looking guy with this piece of dog meat? I don't know if that's your ego or you're dating the ugliest fucking thing ever. You said she's got a nice body. So, you know what I mean? Throws on a little makeup, does some shit with her hair. You know, maybe combs it in her face a little. Becomes 50% less, this is just getting meaner by the second. My dilemma is this. Okay, blah, blah, blah. I haven't introduced her to any of my friends and family yet because I'm afraid of what they'll think of me and how they will judge us behind our backs. Also, I don't want ugly kids, and that's pretty important to me. Oh, my God. Why are you with this person, sir? You're saying horrible things. She has an ugly face, she smells bad, and you think she's going to make ugly children. What the fuck? You know what it is? Your dick is still making the decisions in your life, sir. That's why you're still with this person. And secondly, just because you're good-looking and you get with a good-looking person, that doesn't mean you're going to have a good-looking kid. All right? That's one of the fallacies out there. I can name a couple of celebrity couples, drop dead gorgeous, had an average looking kid. Because you know what it is? It's not like you're beautiful and you're beautiful, so together you make beauty. No, it's you're combining your features. You know what I mean? There's a lot of average. I can tell you right now, more times than not, average-looking people have stunning kids. They have just as good a chance of making stunning kids. This is like that shit I was talking to you about like a few weeks ago, when I was talking about like when people give like Michael Jordan's kid shit because he's not as good as his dad at basketball. It's like, well, he's only half his dad. He's Michael Jordan cut with Michael Jordan's wife. Okay? And if she has no leaping ability, okay, and can't even catch a beach ball underhanded, that's going to fuck with the son's ability to go to the rack. You know? So anyway, sir, I'll read the rest of this book. Anyways, I don't want an ugly kid, and that's pretty important to me. She truly is an amazing person, and in a perfect world, I wouldn't hesitate to make her my wife. But the fact is, I'm too much of a bitch to completely accept her into my life. Well, you know what? You're man enough to admit that you're a bitch. That's a good step, which it is. But I don't really want to hurt her feelings. Her life is already pretty hard because of how she looks. Dude, what? Does she live under a bridge? What is the problem? What should I do? Am I too selfish and vain? Any advice in this matter would be appreciated. Well, the problem is, sir, you've stayed with her long enough that she's starting to get into your heart. You know, she was in your balls first, but then, you know, now she's up in your chest. So, what would you do? I mean, you have to make the choice. Look, you either accept her for who she is and you introduce her to people around you, or you get rid of her because you're going to hurt her. You know? That's it. I don't know what the fuck else to tell you. I hope I didn't come off like a dick there, but I mean, that's the deal. You got to make the choice. All right? Okay. Well, that's the podcast for this week, everybody. Advice for young marriage. Dear Bill, love your stuff, yada, yada. I'm in a pickle. I married when I was 18 to a 30-year-old woman. Get out! Get out immediately. If you're wired like a man, get out. A woman has more sophisticated wiring than a man, so she can be 12 years younger, all right? I don't know if they're more sophisticated, but different things motivate themselves. What am I saying? Motivate them, all right? They're motivated by different things other than, look at the tits on her. All right. I don't. All right, so when you're 38, she's going to be 50, all right? And you're going to walk into the bedroom. I don't know. That's maybe I'm not mature enough to do that. Why am I superimposing my shit onto your shit? Why don't I just read what the fuck you have to say? I'm sorry. That was a real selfish moment there. All right, this guy's in a pickle. I'm married. He says, I'm married. I married when I was 18 to a 30-year-old woman whom I deeply loved. I didn't get to that point. I'm already telling you to leave. I'm sorry, sir. Anyways, he goes, I had low self-esteem then. I used to play World of Warcraft, be lazy, and have a beard. I am 23 now, and I still love my life, but my life has changed. I'm fit, clean-shaven, and more successful. Therefore, women are showing interest in me at last. My wife is getting older, and I still like her a lot, and find her attractive, but the age gap, coupled with her bad PMS, is starting to affect me. Yeah, and that's not going to get better, sir. And she's still young. I already know where I'm going to go with this. My wife is kind, fun when not having PMS, and a good mother. Oh, you have kids? Uh-oh, wait a second, dude. When I am around hot 18 to 25-year-old women, I feel like I cannot control myself. So far, I have controlled myself, but I feel like I'm fighting a losing battle. What do I do? My wife has seen the conflict within me and sympathizes. She sometimes says that I can have some fun with other women if I tell her first, but I don't know if this is true or is a honey trap. I don't know what that means. My wife is honest, but when emotions get in the way, I don't know how she will behave. Do I secretly cheat when I have a good opportunity to get away with it? Do I talk to her about some freedom? Do I leave her before the time bomb explodes? Or do I knuckle down and masturbate myself into submission, having lower self-esteem and missing out on fun, but being a better husband? Wow, dude. I applaud your honesty. Listen, you have to do what's right for you at the end of the day. I don't know if you have, are those kids your kids? I don't know, dude. Look,
I'm not trying to blame her, but what kind of a 30-year-old marries an 18-year-old, man or woman? All right, you're a fucking kid. She's a woman. She married a fucking child. I know legally you're a man, but you're not. And that goes the same thing if a fucking 30-year-old man marries an 18-year-old. Like, I don't know how that's fucking legal. Even though the woman is legal and she is a woman, she's a fucking child compared to a 30-year-old. All right? And just the mental fucking tennis, just how much further, that's a huge amount of time in your life, all right? If you're 50 and your wife's 38, or you're 50, your husband's 38, that's a different thing, okay? 30 to 18 is huge. I mean, you're talking like she's almost twice your fucking age. 12-year gap, you've only lived 18 years. What is she, 3/4 your age? Come on, you mathletes. What is that? All right, I don't know what to tell you if you already have kids with this woman. I don't know what the answer is, but if those are her kids, you're 23, so you've been married 5. She's 35. She still has a chance. She's still young. She can still go out and meet somebody more around her age. Dude, you got married too young. You got married way too fucking young to somebody way too old. That's what I think. That's just what I think. But I don't have the feelings you have for this woman, all right? This is just me on the outside looking in. I am a commitment phobe, I am a psycho, and I am a piece of shit when it comes to fucking women, all right? And I've earned that in spades, believe me. So take what I'm saying with a grain of fucking salt, all right? You're talking about a 45-year-old guy who never got married and fucked up every relationship he was ever in. That's what you're talking to right here, okay? So I just know what I wanted to do when I was 23 years old. And I was also, man, I mean, like 18 to 23 years old, you're supposed to be out there experiencing being young and all that has to offer. That's what you're supposed to, discovering about yourself, okay? Now, however, if you married this woman and you had kids with her, you do have a responsibility. And that's a whole other can of worms, and a can of worms that is not in my life yet. So I don't know how to advise you on that. All right? You know, there are some things, you know, some things in life you do miss out on. And sometimes you get this other great thing, but because of that great thing, you don't have enough time to enjoy this other thing. So you might be in that situation. If you have fucking kids, I would say ask somebody else who has kids. Ask somebody else who's in your boat. But look, if those are her kids and you got married at 18 and she's 30, and now you're 23 and she's 35, I don't know what to do. That whole fucking, I don't know what to do. I would say get out. I would say get out. That's what I would say. I guess that's what I am saying, but I don't understand whether you have kids yet. I don't know if you have kids with her, and I don't know how deep is your love for that woman? How deep is your... I don't know, you know. I don't have enough information on that one, sir, but my gut's saying that you should shove it off the buffalo. I feel, you know what? I feel irresponsible on that one. I don't know that I gave you good advice, sir. I would ask around more. So there's a jump-off point, my ignorant thoughts. All right. Girlfriend. Lady wants me to take an STD test. Hiya, Bill. All right. Right there, I think you're from England. Don't you guys say that over there? Hiya. So, by the way, I said Wales, England a year ago, a couple weeks back. They're separate countries. I never knew. I could never... Scotland, its own country, you never... Because it's Great Britain... Ireland's fighting you. It's just fucking confusing, and they don't teach us that shit over there. So Scotland, Wales, England, 3 different countries. There you go. They all share the same island. And for some reason, they don't go to war with one another, although I don't think they like each other. From what I've heard, England, they're the cunts. Wales are allegedly having sex with sheep. And Scotland, I don't know. They're like they don't wear shirts, and they'll headbutt you. No, headbutting is Australian. I don't know. You don't want to fuck around. You don't want to fuck around in any of those countries, according to the movies I've watched. Anyways, let's plow ahead here. So, Bill, I've been going out with this girl for almost 5 months, and everything has been great so far. We haven't had sex yet because she's a virgin. Like a virgin. The last couple of times we went out, she wanted to, but we were both drunk and would just fool around and go to sleep. I'm waiting until she is ready because I honestly do care about her. Well, you're a nice fella. You're not putting any pressure on her. Taking out your fucking cock and balls there, being like, you know, can you help me out over here or what? I mean, well, what are you here for if you're not going to... Oh, like, it's been 6 weeks. You know, you don't want to be that guy. But the other day, she dropped a bomb on me. She asked me to get tested for STDs before we had sex. All right, well, that makes sense. If you're going to get into a committed relationship, eventually you want to remove the latex so you can get the whole experience. You want to go on the whole ride. You don't want to stand next to the roller coaster watching it do the loop-de-loops, do you? You want to be on that fucker. Anyways, I have had sex with 7 different girls, and I always used to wear a condom, and I always scrub my dick after. Scrubbing your dick after, I don't think that works. Oh, wait, they tell you to do that, right? I don't know. If you know, if something got in you, it's already in you just because you washed the area where. If you get bit by a rattlesnake and then you wash the cut, does the poison leave your bloodstream? Hi, I'm not a doctor, and I'm putting out weird fucking information. I should shut the fuck up. Anyway, so he washes his dick afterwards, but not his balls. I've been slapping up against it. She said that I could have an STD that doesn't affect guys, but it affects girls. She's talking about HPV. That's what she's saying. He goes, I said that's bullshit and told her I don't want to talk about it anymore. Jesus Christ. You were an enlightened man, and now you went into the caveman area. And you know what? I'm not judging you because we all do it. You were being patient. You weren't pressuring her. You were being a goddamn gentleman. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you took off your top hat and you beat her with the cane. Jesus, buddy, why'd you do that for? All right, he goes, I don't know what to do. He's like, I don't have an STD, but there's a little fucking voice in my head saying, well, maybe, should I say fuck it and do the test or not? Thanks, man. Much appreciated. Love your show. All right, you know the deal, sir. Even if you wear a condom, there's a chance that you could have something. And HPV, for the most part, does not show up, I guess, in guys. For what they say, you don't really notice that you have it, but you can give it to women, and it causes them all kinds of problems, which I forget what it does to them, because it doesn't concern me, and I'm a selfish cunt. All right? So this is what I would do, sir. I would just go out. If you really give a shit, go out and get tested. And what's great about getting tested is when it comes back and you got nothing, you can take those 7 people and clear them off the board like murder cases. You know, if you ever watch The Wire, you get to erase them all off. And you don't have it. You don't have that caseload. All right, you can close those cases. They're not cold cases anymore. You understand what I'm saying? You've only had sex with 7 people. According to you, you always wore a condom, and you washed your fucking dick and your balls there. Or not your balls, just your dick. All right? So I think you got a pretty good chance that you're all right. And if you're only 7 in, this is a great time to get tested. All right? Because then what's great is when it comes back and you're negative, you know what you are then? You're what's known as a red shirt virgin. Okay, you're in your sophomore year, but you haven't taken any hits, if you know what I mean. All right? So then that makes you want to be even more careful. Why don't you do this? Just say, listen, I got emotional because I'm afraid that even though I've been careful, I am scared that, yeah, when you have sex with somebody, even when you wear a condom, you can still catch shit. So tell you what, why don't we both go down and get tested? We'll do it together as a couple. I apologize for acting like a caveman. Will you forgive me? And there you go. Then you both go out, you get tested, you take her out for a little fucking creme brulee or whatever the fuck they like to eat. And then you just sit there waiting. Here comes the river. And hoping the flop, you fucking win the hand. That's all I can tell you, sir. But you know what? Eventually you're going to have to fucking know one way or another. And you're only 7 in. This is a great time before you go down that road and you got 30, 40, 50 under your belt. And you're just, Jesus Christ, thinking all this shit that you did. And you're walking into that office with flop sweat, okay? You don't want to do it, all right? I think it's a great thing to go out and get tested, and I think your girlfriend's 100% in the right for asking you to do it. I feel like your behavior afterwards was immature but understandable, and you need to make things right, all right? Go do your thing. Man up. Okay. Bully, I can beat up. All right. Well, if there's a bully you can beat up, he's not really a bully. He's just an asshole, right? Hey, Billy boy, I'm a 15-year-old lad from Australia, and here's my problem. There is a complete dickhead at my school that always picks on me. But here's a twist. I could smash the shit out of this prick. I'm 182 centimeters. That's 6 feet tall. 15 years old, 6 feet tall. He goes 74 kilograms. That's 160 pounds for you people keeping score. And every other day, and he's about 5'8" and weighs about 185 pounds. All right, so he's got you by 25 pounds. But you have the reach advantage. This is the tail of the tape here. I love this. You got a 4-inch reach advantage, unless he has those fucking Kevin McHale arms that are almost dragging on the ground. All right, you go, I lift weights every other day, and he's just fat. All right. You're definitely the favorite so far. He goes, but this isn't the biggest reason why I could smash this cunt. I have about 20 years of martial arts experience. Wait a minute. You're 15 years old. How do you have 20 years of experience? Oh, he's going to break it down. I have about 20 years of martial arts experience when you add it all up. I have 7 years in karate, 5 years in Muay Thai. Oh, Jesus, dude. You bring those fucking knees to that fat belly. Oh, my God. Probably got shins like a fucking street pole. Street pole? Stop sign. Whatever the fuck I was trying to say. I pictured a telephone pole and a stop sign made out of metal, and I came up with street pole. Look at that. I'm inventing words here. 7 years of karate, 5 years of Muay Thai, 5 years of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Jesus Christ, standing up, go to the ground. What do you want to do? And 3 years of MMA. He constantly calls me name like gay boy and poof, and he slaps me in the back of the head every day. Dude, you can't have that. This has been happening for like 2 months now, and I haven't fought back because I'm worried about getting in trouble from teachers at my martial arts classes. Any advice is welcome. Thanks for whatever helps you, whatever help you can give me. Go fuck yourself and have a good day. All right, sir. Well, this is the deal. You could if you actually applied what you know, you could seriously hurt this guy. But you do have to defend yourself. So is there a way that the next time he goes to slap you in the head, you can put him in one of those those holds where you're just holding the person's thumb and they're all of a sudden on their tiptoes going, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Is there a way to just shoot one across the bow? That's what I'm suggesting. I'm not saying that you fuck this kid up and then ruin your standing with your sifus, your senseis, your pastors, whatever the fuck you call them, down at the dojo. Yeah, but there's no reason for you to go to school and get slapped in the back of the head and being called names, okay? So what I would do is, why the fuck are you asking me? This is what you do. Jesus Christ, here's your solution. Talk to one of your karate masters there. And just say, listen, this is the deal. I know after everything that you've taught me that I could just mop the floor with this fat tub of shit, but I don't want to get in, bad standing with you. What do I do here? Have them tell you what to do. And because they could probably suggest they know the name of whatever that fucking how to choke out somebody's thumb, whatever that thing is that you guys do that I wish I knew how to do. But here's the deal. One way or another, there has to be a solution with this guy slapping you. They're slapping you in the back of the fucking head. Do you know how to do a death grip yet? Have they taught you that? Is that an actual thing? Why don't you do a double death grip to his man tits and twist him before he has a chance to slap you in the head? Don't listen to anything that I'm going to suggest here. Why don't you take some Twinkies? What could you do with the Twinkie and a martial art thing? Why don't you make some nunchuck Twinkies? And instead of slapping him in the face with a piece of wood, it's a Twinkie. And it goes across his face. He's humiliated. Plus, he's a fatty, so he's going to have to lick it off his face, and he'll get into that sugar rush, and his eyes will roll in the back of his head. And by the time his eyes come back down, you're going to be across the room, and he can't slap you in the head. I don't know. There's got to be something. There's got to be something to do. At this point, if you don't want to go physical, I would just go verbal. He's calling you gay boy and poof. Why don't you just talk about his fat tits? Just be really sincere. Just be like, just out of curiosity, how much do your tits weigh? Do you wear a sports bra, or are you going to kind of go with the giant pocket tee? And the fact that you're already this fat at our young age, like, how fat do you think you're going to be when you're 40? These are just questions, sir. And then when he charges you like a rhino, just step out of the way, and he won't be able to slow down, and he'll maybe go flying into some desks. I don't know, sir. But can you please tell me how this? I would go to your dojo masters there, whatever, and I'd ask them what to do. But there's no fucking way on any level that you should have to tolerate that. I would do that. Jesus, are they going to go even really more mature? Well, I think you should talk to your teachers about it, and then you become the fucking guy who ratted it out. It's like that selection. That's like the solutions they come up to on like The View. You just turn around and you just say, stop doing that. I'm not going to tolerate this. Give you like a rape whistle or something. I don't fucking know. I don't know, sir. But please let me know how that works out, because it's bothering me that dude is doing that to you. All right? I don't like bullies. Jesus Christ, dude. You know what I really want to tell you to do, and I'm not going to. All right. Divorce settlement Divorce settlement cheat. Dear Mr. Burr, I call you Mr. Burr because I don't know you personally. Please tell me if I'm a piece of shit for doing what I thought was right. I will give you a quick summary. Fell in love with high school sweetheart. Oh, that's tremendous. Got married. Good for you. Rented a house. Awesome. 10-year relationship. Wonderful. 2 years of marriage. Cool. No kids. All right. Came home to our town after a weekend with my friends in Austin to change locks to our house. Knocked on the door for an hour. Cops called on me. Cops say the woman in the house says we are separated but married, and I have been bothering her by visiting her rented house too much. Oh, my God. When she opened the door, a guy in his boxers and socks came walking down the stairs as the door was opened. I didn't see this coming. Oh, my God. I own a couple pawn shops. My dad left me with one, and then I grew it into multiple locations. I knew the relationship was over, but we weren't divorced yet, and I didn't want her taking half of my shit. So I sold my company locations to my parents for $1 for tax reasons. That sounds like a good move. I then bought back the company for full money in my personal account. We've always had separate accounts. Then I sold the company locations back to my parents for $1. I think somehow got demoted from the new owners. Oh, you left out a word. I think I somehow got demoted from the new owners from owner area supervisor to pawnbroker, which doesn't make much money at all. This took me about 3 months to arrange. That doesn't make sense, dude. Then I sold the company locations back to my parents for $1. So you sold it for $1, you bought it back, and then you sold it again, and you bought it back with your own money. I need to be a lawyer to understand this. And he goes, I think I somehow got demoted from the new owners, from owner area supervisor to pawnbroker, which doesn't make much money at all. This took me about 3 months to arrange all this, so I acted like I was trying to work it out so that she wouldn't want a divorce yet. Needless to say, after it was all said and done, she thought that she was going to get a hefty amount of money when I actually think it was a pretty fair split. Do you think what I did was fucked up? Also, I kind of found a way around the divorce settlement, which is an old thing you brought up. But still, I'd like your opinion. Okay, a loyal fan who says, fuck those cunts who follow you for 15 years and give up on you. Oh, thank you. No, I think what you did was genius. You know? The way that she went about getting this divorce and calling the cops on you, and then that's on your record. That was... She kind of established the playing field. You know what I mean? It's one of those knife to a gunfight things. She established the playing field, and you played the game accordingly. I think the fact that you guys both, it seems like you got married young. Maybe she just didn't know how to break up with you in a more of a mature way. So she kind of broke up with you mentally, stayed with you, begun another relationship, and then just, when you went away, just dropped the hammer and tried to do a one-stop thing. Locks are gone. He's bugging me. This is the guy I'm fucking. See ya. And you get all that information in 90 seconds. Whatever. So then you make sure she doesn't get the pawn shops. I don't know. I think that's pretty fair. And it sounds like she's young enough to build up her own empire. And with the cold, calculated way that she dealt with cutting you out of her life, I think she's going to do great in the corporate world. So she'll be fine. So fuck it. You did the right thing. Good for you. Good for you. All right. Wrap up for the show here. All right. That's it for the podcast, by the way.